intersection. Okay? So when you have to, did you study the topic called intersection of two solid objects? Yeah. So all these things can be practically seen and understood if you have got an access to CAD plus 3D printing. So if you want to have a career in the core engineering, you need to have solid fundamentals in the graphics forever. Okay. Wherever you go, they will be showing the drawings. Whichever may be the company, whether it's Honeywell or Quest or TCS or Infosys, wherever you go, you will be required to read the drawings. You will be required to understand the drawings. Okay? So if you think that you are weak in some of the fundamentals connected with the design or drawing or graphics, you can go back just for your fun's sake. You can print some of the parts. Try to understand the same topic using the 3D printed part. For example, if you take this part, when you cut a cross section, you get only two cross sections. One is rectangular, other one is circular. So this entire part, when it is being 3D printed, all that the print head does is create hundreds of rectangles, join them together, and hundreds of circles, join them together. Okay? If you have to, if you have to print a part of this kind, is it clearly visible to all of you people? Okay. How many cross sections you think a 3D printer requires? 4. Think about it. Huh? Yeah, 3. What are those 3? Yeah, one is a base, one a square, small square, and big square. Okay? Okay? So if I put the same drawing on the board, sketch it and try to explain, it becomes A, boring, B, little bit difficult to understand. But I just showed the part immediately, at least one of you people were immediately able to comprehend and say it is only 3 cross sections. That is the power of a 3D printed part. Okay? What is this process, whatever happened now? The process is called design visualization. Design visualization. So you have got a drawing and you are trying to visualize, you are trying to interpret. So the biggest problem is when you visualize a drawing from a 2D screen, sometimes you make mistakes. Or from a drawing sheet, you make mistakes. But when you look at the part, you stare at the part for a few minutes, I am sure you will find the result. So the biggest advantage of 3D printing when it is being used in the real world is design visualization. Now, we'll spend a few seconds and then go to the next one. How many cross sections will be there corresponding to this? For a 3D printer? Huh? Huh? 1. Which is that one?
Number of layers.
This one. What about this top?
Point.
Huh? What about the center? Intermediate things? They are all different dimensions, right? How many cross sections are there in this?
Number of layers.
Huh?
It depends upon how much thickness is.
Perfect. It could be even infinity. It could be, see, if I imagine that the entire height is 100 mm and each layer thickness is 1 mm, each 1 mm will have one definition. Okay. So how does it look like? So, sorry about my drawing, horrible drawing, because I don't practice too much. Okay. This will be like this, this will be like this, and this will be like this, and the point will be. Am I correct? So if I make thousands of layers, I get thousands of cross sections. I'm not here to talk about pyramids. Actually, what I'm trying to demonstrate to you is, what's your name? Shubhankar. So I just made him to think about how many layers are there in a pyramid just by showing the part. Immediately the answer came. So when we work in the industry, I was part of the aeronautical industry for almost 30 years. We used to take advantage of 3D printing for explaining the design features. Okay. Next one. Okay. Next. So I'll skip this. Next. These became very famous in the world because of an example from General Electric. I don't know whether you learned about gas turbine engines. You turbofan, turbojet, turboprop, you learned? Okay. General Electric made this component called fuel injector. It used to take about 17 parts to make. 17 different parts they were making, and they were joining welding, machining, helium vibrating, milling, and then the part was getting made. Using 3D printing, the entire part was made as a single part. Okay? And now they have made more than 150,000 parts of this kind by setting up a plant, not in USA but in the outskirts of Pune. There is in GE additive manufacturing facility is in the outskirts of Pune. Every day the factory churns out hundreds and hundreds of these parts for the consumption of the GE needs. So 3D printing is not about making fashion boots. 3D printing is not about making plastic parts. 3D printing is about providing solutions to the real world of it. Okay, next one. So this is the part which comes as a injector. Okay, next one. Next. These are all customized hearing aid. I don't have time, that's why I'm just skipping them. Many times you see that people wear ugly hearing aid on the top of the earlobe. But instead of keeping it on the top, you put it inside. Nobody can make out. Okay? So just see how does it look like. They scan. Next one. They scan interiors of the ear. They create a CAD model. They put all electronics into that. They color it with the skin color and insert it. So it is custom made. Custom made. Okay. And some of you, if you are really interested, maybe some of you are wearing the tooth braces. Okay. There is one topic called, there is one company called Invisible Aligners. What do they do? Generally, when you have to correct your tooth shape, you wear the braces, right? Those wires. You keep on changing, and it looks sometimes ugly, sometimes uncomfortable. Instead of that, they are making transparent aligners. You wear on your tooth for a couple of weeks, it is corrected, then throw it out, the next one, so on and so forth. So 3D printing has come into even medical things also. You go to a dentist, he takes a scan of your teeth, upper and lower ones, and then he does all the corrections on the CAD, and then corresponding to each stage of correction, they print the aligners. After a day, you go there and collect the aligners, you start wearing. Nobody can make out unless they see very, very close. Am I talking about cases from USA or Germany or Taiwan? No. I am talking about our own Chennai, our own Bombay, our own Delhi, our own Hyderabad, Bangalore. There are dozens of dentists now in our country who are using Invisalign based on 3D printing. Invis stands for invisible, Align stands for aligners. Next. Okay, this will be the last case study I will be talking about, and then I will be leaving it to the other people. Just click that. See, in Vailite, we have got a very good center for unmanned air vehicles. You might have seen also. Okay, this particular thing is called quad rotor because it has got 4 rotors. Quad rotor. Right. And this particular vehicle is called unmanned air vehicle because there is no pilot sitting on the vehicle. It's of small size. Fundamentally use them for what? Surveillance. Nowadays we use them in Lavazza also we use, right? We use them in case of traffic monitoring, in case of monitoring the elections. We are using it even for shooting, film shooting, etc. etc. And I'll just talk about one project, UG project, which was done by a bunch of aeronautical students, maybe about 7-8 years ago when I was working in DRDO. Okay, next one. The project was about cutting down the weight of the quad rotor. How to make the quad rotor as lighter as possible. At the same time, you don't want to make any alterations to the aerodynamics of the quad rotor. Okay. So the students were asked, say fundamentally what happens when you go back, you can just do that. When you are designing a quad rotor like that, of that kind, it is powered by an energy source called lithium polyamide battery, LiPo. It is part of your mobile phones. Same thing. Whatever you use in your mobile phones is the same source of energy for the quad rotor. Okay. So when you want to fly this quad rotor, you have to ensure that it has got necessary lift, and also it is provided necessary thrust to fly at a particular altitude. And entire energy comes from such a portable source like lithium polymer battery. So the endeavor on the part of the designers is to make the system as light as possible. Okay? So this bunch of students were asked to redesign this particular quad rotor. I mentioned a bunch of aeronautical students along with mechanical students to redesign the quad rotor in such a manner that you can cut down the weight. So imagine that you are in that situation and somebody asks you, your faculty or the industry supervisor asks you, redesign the quad rotor without influencing the aerodynamics but make it lighter. So what will you do? Any answers? How will you make the quad rotor lighter? Material change? Yeah, that is definitely possible. Next, anything else? Material change is the correct answer. Yeah, anything else?
Shape.
If you change the shape, for example, the characteristic shape in this case is an aerofoil shape, immediately understand that you are changing the lift and drag characteristics also. Okay? Without affecting the lift and drag characteristics, you need to redesign. Possible. Okay?
So the
Then anything else?
Thickness of the material.
Thickness of the material.
And the strength.
Partially correct answer. Okay? Huh? Making holes. Also correct answer. Making holes in the structure. Yeah. Correct answer. Anything else? Anything else?
Not allowing the riveting.
Not allowing the riveting. Can you use a technical word as an engineer? What do? Getting rid of the fasteners. Rivets means fasteners, right? Bolts, rivets, they are all called fasteners. Okay. So getting rid of the rivets means you have to redesign the part. Right? Redesigning the part. Design for manufacturing. That's correct answer, by the way. Okay. Anything else? It's wonderful. Actually, all the answers are correct. Changing the material, changing the designs, changing the shape, trying to lighten the structures, okay, and also use the one terminology called thickness. Why did you say thickness?
So because it will vary the strength also, but suppose it needs some weight to withstand, but if we are thickening also, we are reducing the weight and it will be able to.
Very good. Okay, all these answers are correct. The one what was done was they worked on different configurations of this kind. Okay, next CAD designs. Okay, next finally this is how the quad rotor look like. Okay, 4 rotors, right? And the uniqueness in this case is they use the same process to fuse deposition modeling, and all these blades are actually quasi-hollow. They're hollow. That's why I was trying to investigate what is that you meant by thickness. So these are all quasi-hollow. So original configuration was completely solid blades. The iterated configuration was quasi-hollow. So since you are not changing the exteriors, aerodynamic shape, you are not really changing the lift and drag performance characteristics. But since it is lighter, you are actually enabling the aircraft to be airborne for longer duration, because the energy which is being made available to you from the lithium polymer battery can be used for longer missions. Okay? Did you understand? Did you understand that? Okay. So I would let the faculty member to handle the entire thing. I was very particular about coming and handling the first about 45 minutes, despite the fact that I had so many other commitments. The reason is, you are in 3rd year, and in about a month's time, you are stepping into the final year. The final year is about 10 to 11 months, and out of which the final semester will be about 4 or 5 months, where you will be busy doing the project work, trying to attend the interviews, creating some cordon of security for you in terms of job or a salary or a new place, a new opportunity for the higher studies, so on and so forth. So the golden period which is available to you is from now till end of 7th semester. 8th semester, due to so many reasons which are beyond your control, you will be busy pursuing so many things. So whatever may be your choice, whatever may be the topic of your interest, whether it is aerodynamics, whether it is design or whether it is manufacturing, whether it is propulsion systems, whatever it is, try to pick up a topic of your choice and try to study little bit beyond curriculum so that your curiosity to learn is fulfilled, it's vetted. You have your own time to pursue all other things. For example, some of you may be musicians, some of you may be into art, some of you may be very active participants in Lavazza, some of you may be busy making noise in the last row, it doesn't matter. But make sure that in the next semester, I am very particular that the people who have gone into the aeronautics, okay, because I keep attending several admission related counseling sessions, and in many places I have seen people who get into aeronautics, they come into aeronautics with a sense of commitment to learning. They want to learn something about the aircraft, or they want to learn something about the flying systems, and they get into aeronautics. Because for the fee that you have paid, for the trouble that you have taken, you could have taken a seat in mechanical or electronics or computer science, right? Or electrical. But why did you choose aeronautics? Aeronautics is a very specialized subject. Within mechanical engineering, focusing only on the aeronautical system is some kind of a specialty. So you have chosen it with a sense of commitment to learning. And what I have seen is, for people who develop a competency, a distinct competency in aeronautics, whatever may be the field, sky is the limit in terms of opportunities. It could be in India, it could be in Europe, it could be in Asia, it could be in Australia, it could be anywhere. So I'll be very happy if, I don't know what is the strength of this particular batch, 40, 50 people? What is the strength? Around 50 people. Spend some time with your HOD. Where is HOD? Spend some time with your HOD and faculty. Okay. Even if it is beyond 3:45 or 4 o'clock, it doesn't matter. Sacrifice a couple of days without seeing those boring IPL matches many times. Sacrifice a couple of hours beyond 4 o'clock. Spend some time beyond 4. And through discussions, Subramani is also there from aeronautics. Who else is there from aeronautics? Bhupati is also there from aeronautics. Yeah. Try to understand what is the link between your subject of interest to the professional career. You could get into Quest, provided you are good in finite element methods and computation fluid dynamics. You could get into Intech DMLS, an aeronautical company which is into design and development of turbojet engines, turboprop. You might be able to get into a company which requires, for example, last year, Reliance recruited half a dozen people for piloting their unmanned air vehicles. Reliance has taken a lot of contracts for remote inspection of the pipelines in Gujarat, and they require a lot of pilots for maneuvering the unmanned air vehicles. So it could be anything. It could be piloting of unmanned air vehicles, to computational fluid dynamics, to finite element methods, to gas turbine engines, to manufacturing, to design for manufacturing, so on and so forth. Try to understand what is that which makes you happy about learning something. Let it not be imposed on you by someone. Okay? Identify the topic. Having identified the topic, identify the industry which is known to Weltec, where you can do some project. Imagine that you want to do some project connected with turbocharger impellers. There are a couple of companies in Chennai itself, like Lucas or maybe CVRD, etc. Okay? Try to identify the company where you can do internship or project. Do that internship and project with a lot of sincerity. Don't try to copy, don't try to collaborate, don't try to do just for the sake of doing. It should be like you are really doing it with commitment because you love the subject. When you love the subject, whatever, when you pick up something which is very close to your heart, it will not at all be boring. It will be very interesting. Okay? Many times you see that when you are in an activity which is close to your heart, even if it is 12 o'clock midnight, you don't look at the clock because it's so very interesting. So pick up a topic, do a good project, do an internship, try to develop your competency in that. Then based on that experience, maybe you want to go abroad for MS, or maybe you want to apply for a specific subject, for a specific professional career. And meanwhile, if you can make some things which are representative of your learning, for example, maybe half of you are interested in unmanned air vehicles, make something. Make something which may be crude, which may be fine, which may be working or which may not be working, but just make something. Okay? 3D printing is just one medium. There are so many other media also. You can even go to our workshops, you can use our CNC routers, make some things and record your learning. So I am very particular that this 50, 60 people who are part of this third year aeronautical branch, at least half of you should get into careers of your liking. TCS, Accenture, Wipro, Infosys, Capgemini, they are always there. You can always get into these companies, earn about 20-25,000 rupees per month forever, and keep doing some things which are not at all interesting. For example, if you go to Hyderabad in Amirpet, there are some coaching centers. You can get into Google and you can get a salary of about 15,000 rupees and you can get into Google. What is it they do? Lifetime they will be working on Google Maps, trying to find the location and create a link. Why should your life be spoiled in doing such a useless activity for your lifetime? You work in Google, you work for 15,000 rupees, you get a badge of this kind with a Google name on that, but you will be doing most useless work in the world. Okay? So I don't want people of your kind who have gotten into aeronautics with some commitment to learning to do some jobs which are going to kill your future. Okay? With just commitment to learning, designing, doing something in next 6 months, your entire life of next 30, 40 years can be changed. That's why I came to this particular class today. 3D printing is only a bahana, is only a pretext, is only a reason due to which I wanted to talk to you. I'm more interested in making sure that all of you people pursue your professional careers in terms of higher studies, good jobs, good lifestyle, and most importantly, sense of fulfillment for you. In our own university, there is a technology business incubator. If one of you wants to become an entrepreneur, maybe you are from Delhi, maybe you are from Bombay or Bangalore, you want to create a small company and you want to do something, and you want to transform yourself in an entrepreneur or a startup owner, no problem, come in. Okay? So if you are HOD mechanical and if Bhupati and other people can figure out a time, maybe once you step back into the campus in the next semester, when is the next semester starting? July. Do the exam start?
May first week when exam starts.
And when do the exams end?
May end.
May end. Okay. So when do you again come back to the campus?
June 25, June 26.
Okay. Okay. So I would like to spend an hour's time with you all people. Are you ready? I want two coordinators from the class. Okay. Can two people get up and say that, sir, we will take the responsibility of creating 1 hour interaction with you once you come back. Any volunteers? Two volunteers? Two student volunteers? One. What's your name? Saurabh. Any volunteer? Yeah. Volunteers have to come on their own. So you sit down. If you are volunteering, you have to get up on your own. Yeah. Any volunteer? Again, I am giving a chance. Okay. Good. So there are 3 people. What's your name? Huh? Atul Kumar, Shubham, and what is your name? Saurabh. These 3 people will be the volunteers. So I would like to spend an hour's time with you. When and how you figure out. Okay? Fundamentally what I want to do with you in that 1 hour is understand whether you people have made some decisions on what you want to do in your life beyond this 4 years at Waitley. Okay? And then I would like to advise you, help you or suggest or guide or mentor you in terms of you achieving the dream. It may be something to do with pursuing an MS in Taiwan University or going to Germany for an NDT course or going to Canada for working on unmanned air vehicles or working with Korea on topics connected to robotics and quadrotors. It could be anything. Okay? So I want to spend an hour with you once the classes start, okay, for which these 3 coordinators will help. Okay, since Subramani is part of the aeronautical department and you know Riaz, so you can always get in touch with them and create this 1 hour of interaction. Okay, so thanks for patiently listening to this and all the best.
So basically, something we call it as virtual tour, right? Tour. You're not basically over there, but you feel like you're over there. It's like virtual environment. Say, okay, you may ask like, what is this a really good thing and virtual tour? Because we have been doing virtual reality for a long time. See, as Sir was saying that we have trained almost 800 school teachers from southern part of Tamil Nadu. This was one part of it. We thought you should not leave it.
Sorry, sir, interrupting. Please go on. We want to have the.
It's one by one.
Hey, last program, sir.
It's one by one, okay? It's not like all together. Okay.
Hey, go yeah.
Okay, fine. Listen.
Pending number